This is an episode of News NUG, and I'm your host, Coralfish. Today is January 8th, 2013. I'm going to take a hit of some Girl Scout cookies and get into a story coming from Texas that's pretty upsetting regarding two women who, I'm going to give you guys a little sneak preview, had no cannabis on them. No cannabis in their car or anything at all. So get token and we'll get into the story. A woman named Angel was driving with her niece, Ashley. Angel is 38 and Ashley is 24, both grown women, driving down a freeway in Texas when one of them littered and threw out a cigarette butt out the window. Against the law, and they shouldn't have done that. It was a cigarette butt, no cannabis involved so far, and they were pulled over for breaking this law. The officer let them have a warning for throwing a cigarette butt out the window, but he said that he smelled marijuana on the women. And he was suspicious that there was marijuana in the car. So he searched the car. The women complained about the search. He said, don't worry about it. He wasn't satisfied when he didn't find any marijuana in the car at all. So after having the woman who was driving, pass a sobriety test, a roadside sobriety test, which she of course passed, he actually called another officer to the scene, a female officer, and had her cavity search both of these women on the side of the road in public view, and I think the most disgusting part is without changing a glove. Yeah, maybe he did the right thing by calling a female officer, but that's where it ends. He should not have called an officer in the first place. The fact that there was no cannabis in the car, there was none found in the women or on the women's persons, in their purses or on their in anything that they had, just the smell of marijuana alone was not enough for him to call for another officer to come and give these women a full cavity search in public view with disgusting practices of using the same glove on both women. It is something that can be easily made into a joke if you want to go there with it, but it should be very, very upsetting if you have a mother, if you have a sister, if you have a woman in your life that maybe hangs out with someone that smokes pot. These women didn't necessarily have any pot or even were smokers, but just the smell of cannabis alone let the officer think that he could get away with doing this. So I found this article when Russ Belville, an amazing activist and advocate for legalization, wrote it up on HuffingtonPost.com, and it was originally reported on UK's Daily Mail. I hope that it upsets you guys as much as I am upset. I cried the first time that I really read this article. Just the idea that he did get away with it. It already happened, and it can't be undone to these women at all. But we have to advocate for legalization, because even with medical marijuana laws and legalization in states, with federal prohibition, it's just not enough. So talk to everyone you know. Always advocate more freedom, more personal responsibility. It's ridiculous what prohibition is doing to our country. Thank you guys for watching this episode of News NUG. I will have the links and the information down below. And as always, you can find me on CoralReefer420.com and more nugs of news at newsnug.com. Stay high.